a lot of memories of different family members, including, I think, cousins over the years, where the moment they saw the lizard, it would be like as if the house was, as the expression used to be, ki ghar jal raha hai. It's like the house is on fire,
Yes.
right?
For
And
many
this
people,
is
it's like that.
who've grown up. So they're no longer small, but they've grown up, but they've still kept that reaction. And now you have a new reference to an old experience. We've now explored the conscious, at a conscious level, कि आपको क्या याद है, कब हुआ, right? Consciously, we are sort of seeing, does anything come to mind? Now we will go from conscious to unconscious. This is the most important part. In the future, what do you want to, or how do you want to behave or be when you do see a lizard alive or dead? So this is the, you can call it like the installation. Obviously now we will test this, right?
Okay.
The quickest would be, if you know where they are, you can go and check and come back. That would be like it's like when someone wants to smoke and we've done the process, and the next thing I'd be like, actually go pick up that pack of cigarettes, and what happens?
So when I was leaving this room and going out, I had this thought that, okay, now I have learned this. When I see this is the kind of reaction I must have. That thought process was there in the back of my mind, and foyer mein, and I could see that एक छोटा सा बच्चा this side and the other one middle-aged one, whatever. That reaction was not there, fortunately.
At any point, did you feel that I was controlling your mind?
No, I did not.
What did you feel instead?
I felt I was being guided to the intention or the success factor which we kept, that okay, this is what I want to achieve
what
out
you
of this
want
session.
To achieve.
Yes.
When we spoke last, you had talked about initially what you thought was a phobia specific to lizards. That was what, correct? You said chipkali, in fact. So specific to chipkalis, when we were in our pod, when we were talking about what is a phobia, what is a fear, तो आपने specifically chipkali के बारे में बताया था कि there is this response that you have and that you would like to feel different. So what we're about to do today is specific to you, but obviously for someone watching this, there is a probability. It's like they say, it's called a placebo effect. कि हो भी सकता है that there may be some people who will watch this and their fear may not be phobia, but their fear of chipkali, as in lizards, can be altered in a positive way. हो भी सकता है. Okay? Because that is the power of placebo. As if I am talking to the person who's watching this, and along the way, you may suddenly have a different reaction, a different relationship with something like lizards or chipkalis that abhi tak or till recently you may have a new and positive experience or orientation or relationship with. In this case, lizards, it could be something else also. For some people, it's cockroaches, right? There are so many creepy crawlies out there. But we're just going to only focus, for the purpose of the video, obviously, we're focusing just you and me having a conversation. And for the purpose of other people benefiting, we are recording this. ताकि कोई अगर in the future अगर कोई इसको देखे, there is a possibility that they can also benefit, right? So from here on out, it's literally like what I do with my client in a session, where I'm just only focused on you, and my only intention is that you have and you get what you want. Cool. And we will go for as long as is required. Usually it is a pretty quick process, but again, I'm just literally going step by step, breath by breath, beat by beat.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we will start. Okay.
Sure.
So tell me a little bit about this fear, right? You said आपको पहले लग रहा था कि phobia है, but the sense you're getting is after the conversation in the pod, you realize कि it is okay. It's not an extreme fear. I just say chipkali and you kind of react, right? It takes a little longer to pick up. So
Yes.
tell me a little bit about this fear or chipkalis.
तो ऐसा है कि अगर मैंने छिपकली देखी,
Hmm.
उसका साइज बड़ा होने से ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा ज्यादा डर लगता है, अगर छोटी है
Hmm.
तभी भी डर लगता है उतना ही, मतलब इफ आई सी ऑल ऑफ
Right.
अ सडन आई गेट टेकन अबैक, एक ऐसा
Hmm.
डर सा होता है कि लाइक ये देखा मैंने
In real time,
इन
माने
रियल
कि
टाइम,
if you are actually outside. Hmm.
कहीं भी, मतलब अगर
Right.
और somehow आई हैव दिस थिंग दैट कोई और नहीं देखेगा लेकिन मुझे दिख जाएगी वो, बिकॉज दे हैव दिस कलर
Got it.
थिंग राइट, कैमोफ्लेज, लाइक अगर आप ऐसे
Hmm.
डार्क उसमें देखोगे तो दे वुड बी ऑफ डिफरेंट कलर, स्टोन्स के बीच में दे लुक
Right.
डिफरेंट, and
Right.
different places they have different camouflage thing, but somehow I have this affinity that
Got it.
I get to see, and maybe others would be like कहाँ है, मुझे तो नहीं दिख रही लेकिन मुझे दिखती है,
Right. Right.
और वो
Got
होती
it.
है ऑब्वियसली, तो
Correct.
एकदम
Of
देखते ही
course.
मेरा पहला रिएक्शन आई जस्ट डू दिस एंड देन आई कॉन्शियसली टेल माई सेल्फ ओके आई एम अ ग्रोन अप, वो बहुत छोटी सी है,
So I'll
कुछ
ask
नहीं
you a very
करेगी।
important question now. Okay. Even in this moment, as you're talking about it, what's happening inside?
फिलहाल तो इट्स लाइक एक्साइटमेंट एंड नर्वसनेस मिक्स, बिकॉज समहाउ आई एम होपिंग दैट कि आई शुड गेट रिड ऑफ
Ah,
दिस,
understood.
एंड नर्वसनेस
Right.
ये है कि अगर इतना सब करने के बाद भी नहीं होगा तो आई विल बी द सेम
Got it.
व्हाट आई वाज।
Got it. Got it. Okay. So let's go a little deeper. Okay. Um, do you remember when was the last time that you had this experience where you kind of
अभी
did that?
जस्ट बिफोर दिस आई
Is it
जस्ट वेंट आउट, या
interesting?
मतलब
Uh,
गेट के बाहर जो छोटा सा फायर है,
mm-hmm.
देयर आई वाज ट्राइंग टू ओपन द गेट, एंड आई जस्ट, मतलब एक चप्पल उठा के मैंने एक साइड रखी, वो चप्पल के नीचे ही थी इतनी बड़ी सी,
नीचे ही था.
एंड
हाँ.
इमीडिएटली माय रिएक्शन वाज लाइक दिस, एंड
Got
फिर
it.
मुझे लगा अच्छा ठीक है छोटी सी है, एंड आई नो कि वो भी उतना ही इक्वली स्कैर्ड है बाय लुकिंग एट अ बिग ह्यूमन
Correct.
बीइंग, एंड दे ट्राई टू फाइंड
Correct.
द वे टू हाइड
Correct.
और समथिंग लाइक दैट,
Okay.
तो आई जस्ट हैड दैट एक्सपीरियंस लाइक
Got it.
जस्ट फ्यू मिनट्स अगो।
Got it. ठीक है. So it's real, right?
यस
It's not imagined कि छोटा है या गिरगिट साइज का है या वो क्या था गॉडजिला साइज का है. वो भी आफ्टर ऑल
यस
छिपकली तो है.
यस
बड़ा वाला
यस
छिपकली, राइट?
यस,
गॉडजिला.
हाँ
ओके.
उतना ही डर उतना ही है।
डर उतना ही है. ओके, परफेक्ट. So the good news is that when you stop feeling the डर for छोटू or बड़ू, it's the same.
हम्म, यस
When you stop feeling that reaction, with even if it's for a small one, it means you already told yourself, even with the big one, it's the same.
यस,
You don't have a special reaction when it's small versus big.
हाँ ट्रू। और एक चीज और आई नीड टू टेल यू, तो
Uh-huh.
मतलब
Mm-hmm.
मुझे शायद विजुअल है, अगर
Mm.
जैसे मैंने देखी और वो इट इट हिड हिमसेल्फ और हरसेल्फ समवेयर, तो मतलब आई नो इट्स देयर बट आई कैन वर्क। अभी जैसे मैं
Okay,
सिंक
got
के
it.
पास हूँ, मुझे हाथ धोने हैं और वो आई कैन सी कि सिंक के साइड में मैंने देखा उसे, एंड शू करके या कुछ भी करके वो छुप जाएगी, आई एम एबल टू वर्क, बट आई नो कि
Got
इट
it.
इज देयर, बट आई एम ओके, आई कैन डील विद दैट
Ah,
मच, बिकॉज
got it.
आई एम अ ग्रोन अप, आई ट्रेन माई सेल्फ कि इट्स ओके, आई कांट
Right.
सी इट एनी मोर, इट्स फाइन, बट सामने
Beautiful.
देखने से आई कांट, देन आई ट्राई टू
Got it.
टेक
Got it.
बैक।
Perfect. Perfect. So now, would you like to, for the last time and never again, have this reaction?
यस यस वेरी मच,
Okay. I'm just double checking. Okay.
यस यस,
Because there's something in it that you also have gained by having that reaction. Do you know what that is?
नो,
Okay. I suspect you might discover that along the way.
ओके
Okay. I don't know what it is, but I suspect that you will possibly discover what you have been gaining from
ओके
that. That's okay.
ओके।
Nice. All right. So, for a moment, do you remember the first experience ever that you had that reaction? The earliest. And I know you mentioned something briefly in our podcast.
Yeah, it was like I know that my nanny was scared. She used to have the same reaction, and my earlier days of childhood, मतलब until the age of 5 I was with my granny. मैं अपनी नानी के साथ ही रहती थी until the age of 5. तो शायद मैं इतनी छोटी थी कि जैसे मैंने उन्हें करते
Correct.
देखा, I picked up the same thing because my mother is not scared.
Right.
But until the age of 5, I was with my nanny.
Exactly, exactly. So do you remember a conscious moment when you had that reaction?
No. मतलब मुझे जितना भी मैं पीछे जाती हूँ मुझे हर बार वो सेम रिएक्शन ही है. But I cannot pick up the first time when I had that reaction. At least
so I'll ask
ऐसे
the question
consciously तो
differently.
नहीं.
That when do you remember an incident? Okay, what's the earliest incident you remember where you saw the chipkali and you had that reaction?
I can't pinpoint it. मतलब मैं जितना भी पीछे जाऊँ मुझे बस ये याद है कि मैंने जब भी उसे देखा है मुझे वो सेम डर महसूस हुआ है. हाँ मतलब ओवर द टाइम आई ट्राई टू ओवरकम कि आई स्टे काम ये वो बट सेम रिएक्शन. नहीं मतलब फर्स्ट टाइम आई कांट पिन पॉइंट.
Okay. Second time?
No.
Okay. So I'll ask a question again differently. That if you were to say, yeah, we were going on some, there was some trip that we were going for, or I walked into the bathroom, or I walked into the kitchen, and I saw the chipkali, and I had that reaction. Do you remember a time like that?
My mind is blank. मुझे वो same memories ही आ रही है.
No,
Sorry
perfect,
about that.
perfect. So no. Again, see, remember that in what you're sharing. So you have something called the conscious and the unconscious. Conscious
Yes.
है कि we're sitting here, we're having a conversation, correct? Unconscious is the part of you that's everything else.
Correct.
Right? Which is like saying, until the doorbell rings, you're not aware of it.
Correct.
Right? But if it does, boom, there's this switch that happens, and your consciousness, which was focused here, suddenly it will kind of widen out. Make sense?
Yes.
Right? That's a very sort of layman, very simple way of explaining it. But basically, it's like there is a part of you that has framed your experience in such a way that you have been kept safe. Think about it like this. When you have that reaction, what does that usually mean? Do you move forward or move back?
Back, obviously.
Right. Usually when we move back from something, what does that imply? Danger or safety?
Safety. We are trying to stay where we are, and probably
Yes,
that is our
not
safe
where you
place.
are. If you move back, you're not staying where you are. You move.
Yes. Taking one step back from getting into something which is unknown, fearful, or dangerous.
Which means you're stepping into safety.
Yes, you can say that.
Now, here's the interesting thing. By just looking at the lizard, let me ask you this. How will you know that you're safe? That's not this.
If I know it's not there around me.
Okay. And if it is there, how will you know you're safe?
I don't know how to answer this.
So you said it a few moments ago, that if you see it, it's kind of hiding behind something.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, whatever. I'm going to continue my work. But yeah, one part of me
नहीं
is...
दिख रही है.
That's it.
दिखनी नहीं चाहिए बस मुझे.
Okay. So as long as you're not able to see it, अगर नहीं दिखता है, तो you know you're safe.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever thought about what would happen if you saw it and you just saw it with no physical reaction?
I have thought about it. In fact, मैंने कुछ वीडियोस भी देखे in terms of removing this fear, and उसमें they say कि you look at that and feel if it's just a creature, it will not harm you.
No.
Whatever.
That
But
doesn't work.
that didn't help.
It didn't work.
Yes.
Because you have this, which, as you said, has been there from a long time.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to, again, just for the record, in the way that we do this, I am not saying it is like a chu mantar, chu, gone. No. It's because the reason why it doesn't work like that is because everybody has a different way of recording the experience. And the first time when you would have done it, it would have come from what you're sharing also. It would come from a place of safety. So you have a memory of what safety feels like. And everybody has a different way of coding that information.
Correct.
So what we are doing right now, also because, like you said, It's like if someone got bitten by a dog, usually they will remember that incident. If someone got frightened by a cat, they will 9 out of 10 times, again there are exceptions, but they will remember कि वो पहला वाला situation या पहला वाला memory incident कब था and क्या हुआ. And of course, everybody remembers it differently. So everybody codes information differently.
Right.
What we are doing here together is we are figuring out, okay, because at some point I have a feeling today, at some point you will discover, and then it's just a quick little shift. Because like you said, it's not, as long as it's not in front of you, no problem. It's only when you see it in front of you that there is a reaction, correct?
Right.
So like right now, even as we're talking, you're not having any reaction.
Yeah.
But if I brought up a lizard, it would probably create a reaction. Probably. But it's across the screen, so I don't know. But I'm just saying.
Right now I'm absolutely fine. And
Exactly.
on that note, like अभी आप देखो एक गिरगिट या कैमलियन जिसे कहते हैं, वो भी उसका भाई बहन ही है, लेकिन I don't get afraid of chameleon.
Interesting.
मतलब
So
उसके जैसा ही दिखता है, but
exactly.
I'm fine with it.
But it's much bigger. Much
bigger भी है
bigger.
और ज्यादा
It
fast
has
भी होता है.
that
I know.
thing. It has that. There are different.
But I do not have the
forms.
same
You
reaction
don't.
like lizard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there is something which right now you don't know, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We, like I said, we will look at it like forensic detectives.
Okay.
So that's one part of what as we speak, it will come up. Let me ask you this. When you see it, what happens inside you? In that
heartbeat fast हो जाता है.
Before that.
Before that तो मुझे पता ही नहीं है कि it's gonna be, I'm like absolutely normal.
So it just suddenly pops up.
हाँ, मतलब either my eyes lock in, as in I would spot it. जहाँ किसी को नहीं दिखती मुझे दिख जाती है. And somehow my eyes look for it. अगर ऐसा corner सा place है और place where it's not been cleaned from long time, so I have this perception कि it might be there.
Right.
And more often than not, it comes out in some corner में से निकल के आती है वो.
Right. So let me check something else also. When you see it, right? Are you like when you and I'm sure you had many opportunities to think about it. When you see it, are you telling yourself something? Are you, what is it? What is happening in that moment for that sudden reaction to happen?
In that moment, it's like, for me, it's everything comes to stop, and my immediate reaction is like that. Like this has to be a little louder when I was younger, but over the time I have calmed myself down. Instead of shouting that, I'm like, and I stop until that.
Perfect. You notice now we're starting to warm up, by the way. There's a distinction because earlier there was a more free reaction. The versus, like, I know I still have a lot of memories of different family members, including I think cousins over the years, where the moment they saw the lizard, it would be like as if the house was, as the expression used to be, ki ghar jal raha hai. It's like the house is on fire.
Yes.
Right?
For many people, it's like that.
Who've grown up. So they're no longer small, but they've grown up, but they've still kept that reaction. For you, you're saying you have reduced that?
I have worked on myself consciously, saying to myself over and over, इतनी छोटी सी है, कुछ नहीं करेगी. मतलब what can it do to me? ऐसा बहुत बार, because my parents also have, tried. Like my mother is not scared.
So let me pause you here just
scared.
for a moment. Okay. You said something right now which has given me an idea. As I said, we are forensic detectives.
Yes.
And we've now explored the conscious, at a conscious level. कि आपको क्या याद है, कब हुआ, right? Consciously we are sort of seeing, does anything come to mind? Now we will go from conscious to unconscious.
एक और thing I need to just add, just to let you know. So it's not कि वो, I mean, I have the same reaction if it is dead or alive. तो जैसे मैं बता रही हूँ, मतलब बड़े होते हुए अगर एक स्टेयर केस में, तो माय हाउस इज अ ड्यूप्लेक्स, स्टेयर केस में अगर वो मैंने देखी तो मैं स्टेयर केस में नहीं जा सकती।
Got
देन
it.
आई वुड कॉल माय फादर, ही वुड ट्राई टू चेज इट। वो नहीं जा रही है तो उसको मार के घर से बाहर निकल, तो वो मैं डस्टबिन
Correct.
में मैं नहीं देख सकती। मतलब
Correct.
डेड और अलाइव आई हैव द सेम रिएक्शन टू इट कि अच्छा ये
Understood.
वो चीज है।
So the good news is that now, once we've finished the work, we're
हाँ,
just getting started, but finally
श्योर।
when we have finished the work, you now know the different places where when you have a different reaction, alive or dead, that is typically not you,
हाँ, हाँ।
you know that it's working.
ओके,
Hmm?
ओके,
Now what we're going to do is we'll switch tracks and we'll now focus on the unconscious mind.
ओके।
Right now, we've done a conscious conversation. Some amount I've kind of like set some frames in place just to see what is, what isn't. Now we'll go a little deeper, which means usually we could even do this conversationally, like you know that I use a lot of conversational hypnosis, but because also we're doing it in a way where we want people to see what is happening, I'll do the more, जैसे बोलते हैं कि you have covert and you have overt. Overt माने दिख रहा है कि हाँ, Meenu is in a trance. Like on the pod, when you close your eyes, right, and then you finally saw your background, right? It was a very evident thing कि Meenu has her eyes closed. That means that she is not consciously having a conversation internally or with Rahul. Yes?
राइट, राइट, यस।
So we're going to do more of that now, but
ओके।
with a very specific intent that going forward, you have, let me ask you this. This is the most important part. In the future, what what do you want to, or how do you want to behave or be when you do see a lizard alive or dead?
लाइक एब्सोल्युटली नॉर्मल, लाइक हाउ आई सी
What's that?
कॉकरोच, आई टोल्ड यू राइट कि
Ah,
अगर कॉकरोच मैंने देखा तो माय रिएक्शन फर्स्ट थिंग इज आई शुडंट हैव दैट रिएक्शन, एंड
ah,
सेकंड थिंग इज लाइक ओके इट्स जस्ट अ क्रीचर एंड आइदर आई कैन शू इट बाय माय सेल्फ
got it.
और नॉट हैव दैट रिएक्शन, एंड आई एम एब्सोल्युटली ओके, लाइक
So what's
ठीक है,
not?
इट्स
Ah,
what's not is just being normal. I mean, I
being
can
normal.
just carry on with my regular activities,
Carry on with your activities.
whatever I was doing. Yeah.
Exactly. Even though it is around, visible,
Yes.
but you can carry on with your activities.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. So we've got some kind of a reference point. We
Yes.
will, like I said, we will do until it's complete. That's my guarantee that we will
Okay.
work until it's done. Yeah. Okay. From your side, you do have control. There's no two ways about that. One of your questions on the pod was that in hypnosis, does it mean that the other person is controlling you? It's the opposite. And
Mm.
every step of the way, you are in control.
Okay.
And what we are about to experience now will deepen that realization that you truly are in control.
Okay.
But again, don't take my word for it. You will experience it, and then you'll be like, huh, actually true. Throughout, I've been in control. And now, whether it's a cockroach, whether it is a lizard, whether it is whatever, right?
Mm.
Creepy crawlies will be there.
Yeah.
Hai to hai. If it's time to eject them, that's what I'll do. So whenever you're ready, sit back, get nice and comfortable.
Okay. I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. And making sure your feet are either grounded or resting on the chair. It
Yeah.
works differently for different people. And you can place your hands on your lap,
Mm-hmm.
one on each, left on left, right on right, just giving yourself enough space,
Just I'll have
right?
a.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And at any point, if you feel that you want to come back up, again, you are in control. Remember that.
Sure.
Yeah. And obviously, while your eyes are closed, your mind is open. So we are going to be talking throughout. And whatever is happening, you're welcome to share. And of course, if I ask you, you can share because everything here is because eventually, if for some reason we don't want to to air whatever parts, that we can always cut out. Okay, I'm just again
Sure.
because we are doing this. It's just you and me doing this specific session so that you are able to carry on a daily basis, right? Whether there is a lizard around or not, right? But we're doing this so that it'll also benefit other people. But
Sure.
remember, in all ways, you are in control. Nice?
Sure.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay. So whenever you're ready,
I am.
you can just kind of settle in, feel the comfort of your chair. And with the next breath and one more, whenever you're ready, and this is the quick way, you can just close your eyes. That's it. And with every breath, notice your body. And in fact, Meenu, notice which part of your body relaxes first. And as you notice this part that relaxes first, the more you focus on this part that's relaxing first, notice whether this relaxation expands or increases. And the more you feel that relaxation in a moment or now, and only when you're ready, we'll start to explore what this means to you. And only when you're ready. That's right. And take all the time that you need. And from time to time, when I do ask you questions, this will only deepen your unconscious mind. This will only deepen your experiences in a way where you feel more safe, more calm, more natural. That's right. So only when you're ready, Meenu, you can start to tell me, how are you feeling right now in
Relaxed.
this moment? That's right. Relax. And the more that you are relaxed like this is one sure way of you tapping into your unconscious mind that has been waiting all this while for you to ask the questions. So, as a way to start getting ready, I'd like you to remember that incident just a few, maybe about an hour ago when you had seen that lizard. Let me know when you're able to remember that.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where are you in context to the lizard? Are you seeing
Mm,
yourself? Are you in the incident?
I'm seeing the lizard and I'm standing right there.
Right. And how are you feeling as you're seeing the lizard?
Scared.
Scared. Okay. So rewind a bit where you are. I think you're going towards the gate.
Yes.
Right. How are you feeling at this moment as you're going towards the gate?
Absolutely normal.
Absolutely normal. Right. But this time, what I want you to also do is, see yourself going towards the gate and pause the visual, pause the video before the lizard shows up.
Okay.
Okay. And knowing that in a moment you're going to see the lizard, is there anything that you want to tell yourself? Something that you know now that Meenu didn't know before she saw the lizard.
There's nothing to be scared of. It's just
Hmm.
an insect.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
maybe that.
if you tell her this, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an insect.
It's just an insect. So if you tell her this, go ahead and notice what happens when you tell her this.
I
How's
just
she
see that.
reacting? Go ahead.
It's just that I noticed that it is there
Correct.
and it's
So,
finding its place to
right.
hide.
I suspect you've already kind of gone fast forwarded where the lizard came, you saw it, and you just, what happened
No, I paused.
this time?
I told myself that
Right,
it's just an insect. It's
right,
okay.
right,
Nothing to be scared of.
right. And then after that, the lizard came.
Yeah, I can still see it,
Yeah.
the
So what's
lizard.
happening right now as you're seeing it?
I'm telling myself the same thing.
Right.
That is okay. It's just an
Mm,
insect.
mm,
And I just took the slipper the other side and just carried on with my thing.
mm. Nice. Is there anything that you've already learned about yourself?
I need to consciously tell myself for this.
Right. So that's one of the ways, correct?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you've learned from this experience already?
So this time when I'm saying this that it is just an insect, I am not having that same reaction which I used to have
Right. Right.
earlier.
Mm. How are you feeling as you're thinking about this now?
Normal.
Mm. What's normal?
Normal is my heartbeat is not racing. It is at the same pace.
Beautiful.
Whatever I was doing before, it's
Right.
the same.
Right. Amazing. So now that you know how this feels, maybe from a few days ago or a few weeks ago, can you remember a different time, a different location, even maybe, where you had seen a lizard?
Yes.
Mm. So you can prepare yourself
Okay.
and go ahead and have the experience when you're ready. And you can even walk me through what's happening.
So it's that we have a black colored sink,
Mm.
and under that also the
Mm.
slab is also shiny black,
Mm. Mm.
and there's a dark colored lizard. I know it stays somewhere there only nearby
Mm.
because there are
Mm.
plants as well.
Right.
So whenever I go to wash hands, I my eyes search for it,
Right.
that
How's it
it
different
must
now?
be somewhere there around.
Mm.
There are times when I don't see it, and there are times it just creeps in and I can see it.
Right. So right now, what's happening?
I see that, and that's it. I take a back,
Take a.
step back,
Okay. What does that
and
mean?
I give it time to move here and there or
Ah.
hide itself
Wow.
because I
Uh,
know that they are also equally scared. So
right.
if I just leave that place and empty it, then it would
Mm.
try to hide itself, and then I
Ah.
can't see it anymore, and I'm fine.
Got it. How did it feel taking that step back?
I bring my heartbeat back to
Mm.
normal, like,
Mm.
okay.
Mm. Nice. Is there a time from maybe a couple of years ago that you remember, like a specific time?
I never had such horrific experience with it.
Mm. Mm.
It has never happened like
Right.
I stepped on it or
Correct.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
But I've seen it several times because
Mm.
it's such a common creature.
Correct.
But I don't remember any specific incident per se
Mm.
which would be so horrific that it's in my
Correct.
memory. It isn't like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So you worked, you done two. You can pick any time. Okay. Like you said, doesn't have to be like super specific, like when I was talking about the dog,
Hmm.
but you could pick a time when you do remember. Maybe it was somebody's birthday, maybe it was something about that day was, like you said, it's not so much the lizard as much as you're picking a day when you do remember, yeah, this, I had this experience again. And again, the reason being, you're also checking in with yourself.
So I remember
Mm.
one incident. It's just two
Mm.
weeks ago. So we
Mm-hmm.
were on a holiday for 2 weeks, and then we came back. Then I
Mm-hmm.
was just watering the plant.
Nice.
And in that one corner, there's a little space. I mean, I never expected that lizard would be
Right.
inside that. But I was
Right.
watering the plant, and maybe because of water, it just came out. And immediately I was like,
So rewind a bit, pause, and go ahead and tell yourself something that you know will help that self of you from the past that's about to go inside that lizard.
it's okay. It's an insect. It's probably its home. It's fine. That's all I can tell to myself. But still, I know it's there now. So it's difficult for me to cross that space.
Let me know what you're noticing now.
It's just I'm standing there and I know that that's the place where
Mm.
I know that insect is there or the
Mm-hmm.
lizard is there. So
Mm-hmm.
it is difficult for me to walk from that space. I would take another route and try not to,
Mm.
cross from that path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you telling yourself now that you know what you know?
Hmm.
Go ahead.
I know it's there.
Mm.
If there would have not been any other way, I had to cross that space or that
Mm.
path.
Mm.
But
So say that
still,
again. You're telling yourself what?
I am telling myself that I don't know what I'm telling. I mean, I give it some time to hide itself here
Mm-hmm.
and there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I still finish watering my plant because that's something
Right.
which I supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm. And what's happening inside right now for you?
I'm normal.
Mm. Was this a different reaction to what you had when it actually happened?
But it actually happened for a brief moment as
Mm.
it's my usual reaction.
Mm.
For now, when I'm rewinding it, that
Mm.
usual reaction is not there, but still I know that physically I could see it or
Mm.
visually I can spot it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your breath is how? Is it
For
normal?
now, it is normal.
It's normal, right?
Yes.
Mm. How do you feel having now visited? You've seen about three different situations, correct?
Hmm.
Mm. How do you feel at this point about seeing lizards?
My back of my mind is saying that it is just an insect. It is okay.
Mm. Mm.
Don't get scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what about the rest of your mind?
Rest of the mind is, I mean, isn't saying anything. It's just that one
Right,
thought.
right.
Yeah.
And is that a thought that you're taking in Meaning you're not rejecting it?
No, I'm
No,
taking it in.
right? You're taking it in, correct?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So for a couple of minutes, when you are ready, you can take a nice deep breath and just release, let go, and find yourself slowly coming back, being more present here fully. And we'll chat for a bit just to review and get a sense of what's happening. But take all the time that you need to bring yourself fully here. Because we're not yet done, just about getting. That's right. Mm. Mm.
It
Welcome
feels
back.
so bright.
Mm.
I
Mm.
am here.
Okay. So, anything that you want to reflect on, talk about at this point?
I think in all three times I said myself the same thing,
Mm.
taking a step back and telling it's just an insect, don't get
Mm.
scared.
Mm.
And my heartbeat stayed normal when I said to myself.
Mm.
That's what I did in all three incidents.
Mm. Right. Okay. So, do you feel this is already working for you?
I don't know until I see it
Of
next.
course, of course. I'm saying as a thought, do you feel
Yeah,
like,
as a
huh,
thought, yeah, because all three times I could say the same thing to myself.
huh, huh?
Yes, in that way it did because somehow I felt that saying that thing might help.
Yeah.
So I said that.
And what you said and the way you said it seemed to work, correct?
I guess, yes.
Because did you have a negative response, or did you have a, your heart, your breath shifting, your heartbeat going faster?
No,
No,
no.
right? Like I said, through somebody else talking about lizards, if it was a phobia, immediately they would like freak out right now,
Mm-hmm,
either
mm-hmm.
now or even before we began, correct? So obviously something in that, in what we've done, and again, we're not done yet. Like I said, we will also test, right?
Yes, yes,
Because none of this is designed as a feel good. Ha ha, sab
yes.
theek hai, you're fine now. We will obviously test this out, because when we test it, that will also give you feedback of what is working, what has stuck. And because like you yourself shared, this is not something that you've been doing for 5 years or 10 years.
Hmm.
It's been a while,
Since when I
right?
remember.
Exactly. So what we're
Yeah.
doing is we are taking the pieces, but we're putting it in such a sequence so that whatever happens in the future, you're prepared.
Mm.
Because you
Right.
noticed when you're prepared, what happens?
Then I stay calm.
Exactly. Right. So one part of you which knows, there could be a lizard here, right? Knowing that, does it make you feel more scared or more present and grounded, more normal?
Normal, actually. I mean,
Normal, right?
yeah.
Right. So it's someone might say, oh, stop being so afraid.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you're being you're being ready and prepared now has a positive spin even more,
Mm.
because you can expect it to show up.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, okay, I am not scared anymore or things like that. I'm just saying that it's there, it's just an insect, and there's nothing to be scared about.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So we'll do a little more sort of checking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So from what you shared, in a time span, you've gone from present, like present as in today, earlier today, so recent past,
Mm-hmm.
to you went to, I think, about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Correct. All right. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes,
Okay.
and now it'll go faster because you're familiar with the process,
Mm-hmm.
right? So go ahead. Let me know when you are feeling grounded again. Nice and rested, relaxed.
I'm ready.
That's it. Okay. Now give yourself the permission to go back to maybe a year ago or 5 years ago, somewhere in that time span,
Mm-hmm.
where you can remember a similar feeling that you had in the past, where it suddenly came out. Even though you were expecting it, it suddenly came out and you had that reaction. But notice what's different now.
So I can remember this time, I think maybe
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago or
Nice.
5 years ago. I don't remember
Nice.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was at my in-laws' place and they
Mm-hmm.
have a huge bungalow.
Correct.
Obviously, since it's bungalow, it's on the ground floor.
So let me ask you this, Meenu,
Yeah.
right? What was different this time?
For now, I'm seeing myself having
Beautiful.
that incident as if
Right.
that's a बहुत मोटी सी चिपकली and एकदम
Right.
I could remember them with specific,
Right.
light brown color and all that,
Correct.
and it's huge and it just,
Right.
I mean, crawl on floor so fast.
Ah,
It did not even feel like it's lizard,
right.
and it's scary and ugly to watch it.
Right now, what's happening?
I'm seeing myself
Ah,
watching that.
yes. And what are you learning as you're seeing yourself watching that?
Right now, it's like how scared I was looking at
Hmm.
it.
You can see her looking
Yes,
scared, correct?
yes.
How are you watching this and learning?
I'm feeling pity on myself, like a poor
Right.
girl.
So, suggestion, if I may, you can rewind it before she sees it.
Mm-hmm,
So, we're not trying to push it away or brush it off. You're just pausing before she saw it.
mm-hmm.
Let me know when you can see her and you know that in a moment she's about to see it.
Okay.
I suspect you have something to share with her that will help her. Poor girl that she was. But she's not yet seen the lizard.
In that case, I would say,
Go ahead and tell her that. You can whisper it in her ear. You can sort of send it out to her as a, that's it. Beautiful. Beautiful. And you can tell just by looking at her that she's got the message, right? Nice. When you're ready, you can press play and watch the scene play out and notice what's already different. Nice. That's it. Beautiful. That's it. Take all the time that you need, all the time. Because changing like this means that all the incidents like this and more, you now have more. And being normal more, just like how you've always wanted. But only you will know when you're ready. So only when you're ready, Meenu, you can let me know how you're feeling, how you're doing. That's it. That's right. That's right.
okay, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm. How are you feeling right now?
Um,
Hmm. Did you learn something new?
I'm just reiterating it over and over.
That's right.
It's just an insect, nothing to be scared
That's
of.
right. That's right.
Stay
Let me ask you
calm.
this. When you say nothing to be scared of, is there something that's even more powerful than this statement?
Stay calm.
Mm,
It's just another insect.
that's right. Stay calm. That's right. Stay calm. You got this. So, whenever you're ready, allow your unconscious mind to go even further back. And let me know when you remember a time from before. That's right. And take all the time that you need because we know, remember, you are safe, you are in control, and you are learning, truly learning every step of the way. That's right. How old is she?
I remember seeing the lizard several times, but I cannot pinpoint any other previous incident as
Sure,
such. I
sure.
mean,
And how old was she or how old were you in this incident?
the one which I just discussed.
So this happened a couple of years ago, correct?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years
4 or 5
ago.
years back. So if you go even further back,
Hmm.
hmm,
So maybe when I was at my parents' house, I
sure,
remember not specific incident, but several times in the
several times.
staircase. If
Right.
it's there, I
S-
wouldn't go.
That's right. So remember one in particular, because the beautiful thing about your unconscious mind is it generalizes.
Hmm.
Hmm. So go ahead and choose one,
Hmm.
knowing that your unconscious mind generalizes. That's right. When you're ready, you can start to talk about where you are and what you're seeing.
So I'm in the staircase
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because to enter the staircase, I have to open a door.
Mm.
And every time I check, as soon as I open the door, like behind
Right.
it,
Right.
any corner, all the corners, my
Mm.
eyes literally scan every corner
Mm.
wherever there's a
Mm-hmm.
possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I see everything is clear, then I try to go and
Right.
open the door which opens
Right.
on the
So at
roof.
this moment, when you're remembering one such time, what's different now that you know all that you know?
Same thing. It's
Mm?
it's just another insect. Stay calm. There's
That's it.
nothing to be afraid of.
Beautiful. And as you're saying this, are you seeing yourself or are you there?
I'm seeing myself.
That's it. As you're saying this to her, notice how she is responding before, during, and after.
I think she's just listening to me
Mm-hmm.
and then trying to stay calm.
Mm. How do you know? What are you seeing?
I see that opening the door,
Mm-hmm.
staying calm and not having that
Mm.
immediate reaction.
Mm. What does she have instead? That's not immediate reaction.
Apprehensive, confused.
So what does she have instead?
She's just trying to internalize what I'm saying.
Mm. Would it help if you held her hand or just hugged her as you tell her this? Like whisper it to her.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I did that.
That's right. And how is she now that you've done that?
She seems calm.
Hmm. And this is before she opened the door, correct?
Yes.
Hmm. And what are you seeing now?
Now the door is open and we are
Mm-hmm.
on the roof.
Hmm. And how do you feel like this?
Happy for her.
Hmm. And how do you feel for you?
Good.
Hmm. What does it feel like in your body to feel like this good?
My heartbeat is beating normal.
Mm-hmm.
No
Which means what to you?
exaggerations. Safety.
Congratulations. Safety, right? Hmm. Nice. Okay. Is there a time you remember from even further back that's not your parents' house?
I don't remember as such
Mm-hmm.
any time.
Mm-hmm.
I just know that my granny was scared of it.
Got it. So it may not even be Granny's house.
Yeah, I don't
Hmm.
remember. I was there with her until I was 5.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember any time between 5 and 10?
No.
Hmm. 10 and 15?
I spent most of my childhood in hostel, so I wasn't
Right.
there at home. So
Sure. So do you remember anything from hostel?
not specifically with lizard because it was hostel. I mean, every part is moving all the time, and they don't
Hmm.
stay at such
Hmm.
places.
Hmm. Right. So whenever you're ready, you can bring yourself slowly back. Take all the time that you need as you continue to integrate all the learnings, all the words. That's right. All the lessons, all the memories like this. Because creating history is what we do all the time. And remembering like you're remembering now, like this, you know, means that you have the ability to shape all your memories, and especially new ones that you're about to make. So take all the time that you need, all the time. That's right. And only you'll know when it's time because your unconscious will give you a signal and you'll gently start to find your eyes open slowly, only when you're ready. That's right. That's right. Beautiful. Wonderful. Mm.
I'm here.
Yep. Okay. So when you're ready, and only when you're ready, you can talk a little bit about how you're feeling, what you're feeling.
I'm feeling like I have taken a power nap.
Right. Nice.
For now, feeling good,
Hmm.
as you were saying, right? Bring that new feeling back.
Right.
So when I was coming back in this
Uh-huh.
moment, I was telling to myself the same thing, that stay calm. It is just another insect. There's nothing to be scared of.
Mm.
Maybe I'm carrying the
Mm.
same suggestion in my conscious head also.
Mm. Right. Interesting. Okay. So now we'll do a third part. Okay. And of course, along the way, if you do remember something from further back, right, just be curious.
Mhm. Earliest is my memories
When
with my granny, and I don't even
exactly,
remember when it has
exactly.
started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Right. So when and if you do remember, be curious.
Hmm. Sure.
Right. It's like, I wonder what this means. Right. Because now you already know what happens when you see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You already know what to do, right?
Yes.
And I suspect that when you were able to reach out and she was able to feel you, that did something, didn't it?
Yes. It changed the response,
Mm,
at least in my perception.
beautiful, beautiful. So, what we're going to do is, I think you mentioned, so when you said you were at your parents, around what age would you say you were?
I think I was 17, 16, 17.
Perfect, perfect. So, we'll start from there and now we'll just like go through. Okay. So, go ahead, close your eyes. Three, two, one, and go nice and deep and go all the way to the first incident that you do remember, maybe somewhere in that 17, 18, may even be younger. It's whatever comes to you first as a conscious recollection of a unconscious memory. And take all the time that you need. And let me know when you see what you see.
I see it somewhere in the washroom.
Hmm. And how old would you say it was at the time of the incident?
I think I might be 17 or 18.
17 or 18, right? And what are you seeing now?
I see myself calling my father that
Ah,
it's there and I can't go inside and just
right,
do something about it.
right.
Get a
So
jhadu or
rewind a bit.
shoo
Exactly.
it.
So rewind a bit since you're seeing yourself. And this time you can go ahead, hold her hand, and maybe even just draw her into you as you whisper. And you tell her what you now know, which you didn't then. And just know that this is something that can stretch to both ends of time, to your earliest memories, or maybe even all the memories of your future. And as you take this younger you into you and feel that energy and feel that normal like this, and your breath, that's right, and your body, and just the way you stand lets you know that you are okay. You are calm. And as you grow up all the way, from the very first moment that you do not remember, all the way to this time, and all the way to the present, and growing even stronger with every breath, through every stage of your life, as you teach other people along the way, so that they may learn from you what it means to be strong like this in an effortless way, in an ease and calm way. And as you keep growing, moment to moment, experience to experience, all the way, all the way into the future until your final moment. But before you go there, just remember that you've already changed not just this, because if you can change this one thing, I wonder what else you can change. So, in a moment, when you drift all the way back here now into your body at your pace, you can reflect on this entire line of time from your earliest memories that you don't recall to the memories that you do. And notice that all these creatures just are, just like you are here, and you're meant for something truly amazing in all that you do, and so much more. So when you bring yourself fully into the present and you reflect on this time from all the way then to all the way to that one final moment and a life well lived, I wonder what else you might have discovered along the way. So take all the time that you need, Meenu, and let all those learnings integrate into you and in through you. So in an effortless ease and calm way, you're always prepared and calm like this. Take all the time. Mm. Mhm. Small inside, growing stronger by.
I'm here
Mm.
now.
So take all the time that you need, and when you're ready, you find your eyes slowly opening, bringing yourself here into the present as you continue to integrate all these learnings. That's
Mm.
right.
Another quick nap.
Back. Nice. How are you feeling?
It's kind of trance,
Mm.
still taking a while to
Mm.
come back.
Exactly.
And I
Yeah.
wonder how much time has passed. It looks like many hours, but I
Mm.
don't know.
Nice. Mm. How are you feeling? What's happening inside?
It was just, I kept saying the same thing to myself
Mm.
over and over. Stay calm, and it's
Mm.
just another insect. Nothing will happen. You're fine.
Right.
Yeah, those things.
Mm. So this is the, you can call it like the installation.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, now we will test this, right?
Okay.
The quickest would be if you know where they are, you can go and check and come back.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like it's like when someone wants to smoke and we've done the process, and the next thing I'd be like, yeah, actually go pick up that pack of cigarettes, and what happens? Like you're able to test and see, does it click or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the most obvious. We'll just obviously, for the purpose of the video, we'll just pause the video. And now on to the next part, as you were saying, go ahead.
So when I was leaving this room and going out, I had
Hmm.
this thought that okay, now I have learned this. When I see this, this is the kind of reaction I must have.
Hmm.
That thought process was there in the back of my mind, and I was maybe a bit cautious and apprehensive whether it
Huh.
will work or not. And
Huh.
अभी current नहीं है तो obviously everything is on inverter, but I could see that everything was
Right.
light were off in the
Hmm.
foyer. When I opened the door, then also I had this thought, Acha, if I see that, this is the kind of reaction I must have.
Right.
And I kept saying that same thing, stay calm, it's just an insect and all that. And then I switched on the light, uh, foyer mein, and I could
Hmm.
see that एक छोटा सा
Hmm.
बच्चा this side and the other one middle-aged one, whatever.
Huh.
That reaction was not there, fortunately.
Interesting. Huh.
So I just saw them.
Hmm.
Okay. And I kept saying that same thing to myself.
Right.
It's just another insect. It's okay. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Huh.
And stay calm. And I looked at both of them and tried to internalize that message
Hmm.
to myself.
Hmm.
And I was there for a minute or so. And then I
Right.
switched off the light and came back so that I can tell
Right.
you this.
Got it. Got it.
Yes.
Interesting. And what does that mean to you? Having had one experience with two of them, middle-aged and bacha, like you said.
So, I mean, वो ऐसा वाला रिएक्शन नहीं था, so I'm very happy for that, and I must
Right.
thank you for taking me through the process.
You're most welcome.
At the same time, I also
Hmm.
have this thought that okay, this time it was a conscious effort because
Conscious
I
effort.
knew that it is gonna be there, and I
Correct.
was preparing myself कि नहीं मुझे
Correct.
ऐसे react करना है.
Correct.
So the true, I mean, impact I would know when I would actually see it all of a sudden.
100%.
Because वो एकदम
Yeah.
से suddenly जैसे
Yeah.
सामने आती है, then ऐसा होता है.
Exactly.
In that moment also, if this message stays with me, then probably I
Right.
got rid of it.
Exactly. So that's your second reference point.
Correct.
One is, as you said, you actually went looking for it,
Yes.
which in itself is a very unusual activity, but you did
I
it.
know.
Who would have ever thought, right?
Yes.
But you did it. And you had more of the reaction, or you had the reaction that you were hoping for.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, I
So,
managed to
so
do
in
that.
that sense, like what you were looking for, that worked in a sequence of internally what was happening,
Yes.
right? In a sort of like a inner alignment, if you want to call it that. That when
Mm-hmm.
I see this, I want to have a certain reaction, which you
Mm.
got,
Mm.
right? The second part, like you said, is that when it shows up where you expect it, usually from what you shared, you expect it, but it still shows up. And in the past, it's been a one step back and a right.
Mm. Yes.
And now what you're wanting more of is okay, it's there. I'm here. It's there. Perfect. Perfect. So my question to you was, if you happen to, since you do like dogs, if you happen to see a dog outside, do you mentally or actually talk to it?
Yes, I do.
You do. Okay. So there's something that just occurred to me that I know it's not conventional, but hey, none of this is conventional anyway, right? So the next time when you see the lizard or see a lizard, like you've already humanized them by saying middle-aged and baby.
That's
I didn't come up with that, by the way.
my way of
You
saying
did,
yes, yes.
right?
I give them that अच्छा ये काली है, ये गोरी है, ये ऐसी है, वो
Perfect.
मोटी है. I say that.
Perfect. So next time when you see them, have a conversation with them and let me know what happened.
Mm. Sure.
I'm saying for you, the equivalent is the moment you start naming something and the moment you start having a relationship that is positive, like, hey, middle-aged so-and-so, how are you? Right? Here's
Okay.
the thing. It sounds crazy, But we are not going for perfect here.
Mm-mm.
We are going for actual solutions.
Mm-mm.
So the moment you start having a humanistic or a humanized relationship, it it almost immediately takes fear out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
Because also, for the record, as much as we know, lizards on their own are not dangerous to us. No one saying eat the lizard. I'm saying lizard वहां पे है, मैं यहाँ पे हूँ, it's fine. Correct?
My father have been saying this since he knows that I am afraid of them.
But the context is what is different.
Yes.
Now you have an experience when it comes to lizards, which you had over the last, give or take, now technically about an hour, about 60 minutes, give or take, right? And now you have a new reference to an old experience.
Yes.
I'll say that again. You have a new reference to an old experience,
Yes. I get that.
which means that unless you want to, just like how people want to get afraid, that's why they watch horror movies most of the time.
Mm.
कि डर आ जाए और nail biting, right? Thriller, कोई किसी को मारने वाला है, let me watch that. People usually they choose it
Mm.
with a purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
in your case, you're very clearly saying, no, when it comes to this, I choose to be, hey, how are you, Mr. So and so? You're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. Okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
When you are conscious about it, there'll be a lot of times in the future where you are conscious about what you're doing, where you will not even notice that the lizard is actually there until maybe somebody points it out. And you'll be like, yeah, so what? Just like how you've learned to teach yourself from way back when it came to lizards,
Mm-hmm.
right? And more importantly, when it came to cockroaches.
Mm.
Because in your story, for whatever reason, you were able to teach yourself from way back that when it came to cockroaches, easy peasy. And now when you say all insects are insects, you know that is true. You're not lying to yourself. You're not trying to psych yourself into all is well, all is well, all is well. You're like, eh, right?
Mm.
At any point, did you feel that I was controlling your mind?
No, I did not
What did
feel
you
that.
feel instead?
I felt I was being guided to the intention or the success factor which we kept,
Uh-huh.
that okay, this is what I want to achieve
What
out
you
of this
want to
session.
achieve.
Yes, this is what I want to achieve, or this is what I
Hmm.
intend to
That's right.
achieve or reach to certain
Nice.
place. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
do not know how to reach there, so you are
Yes.
being my GPS.
Beautiful.
Okay, go this
Nice.
way, take this turn. Okay,
Yes.
mind the gap. Mind the speed bump, this will happen, so take a
Nice.
step back, slow down, like
Nice.
that. You were guiding me to reach where
Hmm.
I intend to be.
Nice. Yeah, that's so beautifully said. Because that is literally the reason why you would have heard me when I say India's, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis coach and your personal guide. So when
Yes.
I had this realization some time ago, now I think about a year and a half ago, that the core of what I'm doing is literally being that guide for
Mm-hmm.
you,
Mm-hmm.
not the somebody that is sort of like your puppeteer and telling you what to do. No, because that's why I was saying our unconscious, whether you want to call it your soul, your spirit, it's like everything else minus the conscious. It is there to protect you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
True.
So that is why, like I said, it is not mind control in that I can control your mind. It is more like saying together we arrived at what you wanted, and then along the way you get to see what are your possibilities, and what you like you'll keep. What is
Yes,
not serving you, you will discard.
that's what your brain does, right?
Exactly.
Every night we get that. Yeah,
Right. Exactly. Beautiful.
true.
Awesome.
And in fact,
Nice.
I believe now, since that thought is there that I need to do that,
Mm-hmm.
my subconscious mind or maybe conscious, I don't know which one, but they would try to integrate to see that it should work, because this is something which I want to
Exactly.
work.
Beautifully said, right? It's like now you have clearly told it what you want.
Exactly.
And now your unconscious mind knows how.
Oh, yes, certainly.
So the best part is, even when you're not tracking it, wo apne aap, it is like taking in data. It is making its own. You want this? Okay, we've got it for you.
Yeah. Like in
Right?
GPS, you put that, okay,
Yeah,
home. So if you take another turn, it will recenter it. Okay, take next left to
exactly.
reach where you have
Beautifully
set
said.
out.
Nice.
I get that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was beautiful. Right? So
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It was effective, I say, for now. And let's see
Mm,
how it turns out. But I
yeah,
really enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for
awesome.
taking out your
Thank you.
time
Thank you,
and
Meenu.
walking me through this process.
And thank you for
I hope
trusting me
many
and
other
the
people
process.
would be helped if in case they have similar fear as I have.
Mm,
And if not, maybe if they are at least listening to your voice and
mm,
taking your help to guide their own way,
yeah.
that might help them as well.
Mm,
So
nice.
thank you so much.
Awesome. And thank you.